smile on my face, there's a spring in my step, and there's a ring on my finger. And that's...
I got some followers, like straight off the bat, which was great. And remember when I told you that first weekend, I said, baby, I've got 32,000 followers. You know what you said to me? Do you remember?
I think I do.
Yeah, you said, oh, that's great, honey. I have 32 million.
So now let's get to the real stuff. Okay. What's it like being married to Ellen?
She's right here. I mean, you've known us for a while. We have like the best relationship ever.
9 years.
9 years.
A great relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, the tea is hot today. Portia de Rossi and Ellen DeGeneres, that picture-perfect Hollywood couple, are hitting some rough waters, and it's not looking good. Baby, they were once the gold standard for love, headlines, red carpets, and all those lovey-dovey moments we ate up. Word on the street is their marriage is on the rocks, and it's about to split wide open. Portia said she'd never walk away from Ellen, but whew, sometimes life has other plans, sis. Ellen tried to save it, but was it enough? Baby, we've been watching this love story unfold since 2000. Electric sparks, bold moves, and a whole cultural movement when they tied the knot in 2008. Ellen's star was rising, Portia was flourishing, and we all thought they were unbreakable. But whew, behind those smiles, things started to crumble. Pressure, fame, and a love that couldn't keep up with the demands. And now, sis, it's Heartbreak Central. Stay tuned, because this video is getting juicier, so let's delve deep into it. Divorce on the horizon, sis. Portia de Rossi claimed she was head over heels for Ellen DeGeneres and swore up and down she'd never walk away. But, oh honey, reality hit differently. Chile, Ellen and Portia looked like that untouchable power couple, love on full display for the world to see. But guess what? Their so-called perfect marriage hits some major turbulence, and it ain't looking good. Word on the street is, Ellen allegedly spilled to an insider that she tried everything to save it, but let's be real. Was it enough? Now, Ellen's left with a broken heart. But honey, I'll never forget what Portia whispered to me. So what went down? This love affair kicked off way back in 2000 at some fancy LA event. It all started there. But how did we end up here? Back in the day, both Ellen and Portia were out here hustling and making names for themselves in Hollywood. Ellen was that bold, trailblazing queen breaking barriers as a gay woman in comedy and TV. Meanwhile, Portia was that rising star, snatching roles left and right on shows like Ally McBeal. Now let's talk about their first meetup. It was short, but baby, it was powerful. Portia later confessed that the moment she saw Ellen, she was hooked, like instantly mesmerized. But oh honey, there was a catch. Portia wasn't publicly out back then, and sis was shook about what could happen to her career if she made a move. So they kept it cute, exchanged some hellos, and went on about their business. But here's the real tea. Portia was shaking on the inside, like something inside her had shifted, and she couldn't ignore it. Fast forward a few years, and their paths keep crossing. And baby, every time, that energy was electric. You could feel the tension, like something was brewing, but nobody dared to speak on it. Who the unsaid was louder than words. By 2004, honey, both Ellen and Portia were back on the market and at the same event, again. But this time, oh baby, the vibes were undeniable. Ellen, being that bold, out and proud queen we all know and love, wasn't about to let this moment slip. Sis swooped in, sparking a real, deep convo that had Portia letting down those walls she'd been hiding behind for years. Portia felt something she rarely did. Safe, like she could breathe in Ellen's presence. And that's rare, Chile. Soon after, they started dating on the low, keeping it cute and private at first. But once their love hit the public eye, oh honey, it was everything. Their relationship became a whole movement, standing strong as a symbol of love, bravery, and living your truth in the LGBTQ+ community. Remember, Ellen had already faced that harsh backlash when she came out in the late 90s, but by now, baby, she was running the game as the host of the Ellen DeGeneres show, which had just taken off in 2003. That glow-up was real. Ellen's career was skyrocketing, baby. She was on fire. Meanwhile, Portia was out here getting her shine too, snatching up praise for her role on Arrested Development. As they got more comfortable with their love out in the open, Chile, their connection just got deeper and stronger. Ellen would gush about Portia on her show like it was nothing, letting the world know she was whipped and proud. And Portia, who had just stepped into her truth around the same time they started dating, was living for Ellen's unapologetic confidence. Sis found it so inspiring, like she could finally breathe. She'd always call Ellen her best friend and soulmate. Goals right there. By 2005, they were stuck like glue. Honey, couldn't nobody come between them. Their bond was like a fairy tale. Shared love for animals, giving back, and wanting to leave a positive mark on the world made them seem unbreakable. Ellen's quick wit and humor balanced Portia's more quiet, deep vibes, and baby, it just worked. You'd always catch them cheesing together, holding hands on the red carpet, or giving each other that look. You know the one. They were that couple everybody adored, and for the LGBTQ+ fam, they were straight-up icons. So when the California Supreme Court overturned the ban on same-sex marriage in 2008, Ellen and Portia were like, let's do this. It wasn't just about their love, though. This was a whole statement. They were beyond excited to have their love legally recognized. Whew, that moment was just everything. Ellen popped the big question right there in their LA home, slipping Portia a jaw-dropping 3-carat pink diamond ring. Sis was overcome with emotion and said yes without hesitation. Their wedding on August 16th, 2008, baby, it was nothing short of magical. They kept it intimate, just close friends and family, with the ceremony happening in their lush Beverly Hills home. And honey, let's talk about the fashion.
There's a smile on my face, there's a spring in my step, and there's a ring on my finger. And
I got some followers like straight off the bat, which was great. And remember when I told you that first weekend, I said, baby, I've got 32,000 followers. You know what you said to me? Do you remember?
I think I do.
Yeah, you said, oh, that's great, honey. I have 32 million.
So now let's get to the real step. Okay. What's it like being married to Ellen?
She's right here. I mean, you've known us for a while. We
Yes.
have like the best relationship ever.
9 years.
9 years.
A
nearly
great
9
relationship.
Years. Yeah.
Both of them rocked custom Zac Posen gowns, Ellen going for a sleek white pantsuit, while Portia floated down the aisle in a stunning, flowy dress. They exchanged handwritten vows that had everyone in their feelings, promising each other love, support, and friendship. Whew, that day wasn't just about them. It was historic, a whole movement for people who looked up to them as role models. Their marriage opened a new chapter, with both supporting each other's careers while also coming together for joint ventures, especially around their shared passions, humanitarian work, and fighting for animal rights. Legends, period. In the public eye, Ellen and Portia were the picture of romance, smiling, laughing, and looking all loved up like a fairy tale come to life. Their relationship was once dubbed one of Hollywood's most stable and enchanting. But honey, as the saying goes, all that glitters ain't gold. Behind those camera-ready smiles, their marriage was facing some serious drama. The glitz of Hollywood, relentless public gaze, and their jam-packed schedules began to grind on them. By 2014, whispers of trouble started swirling, with speculation that their fairy tale was unraveling. The buzz was all about Ellen's mega fame as a talk show queen and Portia's struggle to shine on her own, overshadowed by Ellen's spotlight. Portia, despite her talent as an actress, found herself cast more as Ellen's arm candy than as a star in her own right. This overshadowing led to a serious identity crisis and some major tension between them. On top of that, Portia was fighting her own demons, battling eating disorders, and feeling like she was always coming up short. Meanwhile, Ellen's career was on the up and up, turning her into a Hollywood powerhouse. Her blend of humor, warmth, and advocacy had the world eating out of her hand. But behind the glitz and glam, the reality at home was far from perfect. Portia often felt like a ghost in their relationship, left alone and struggling while Ellen was too wrapped up in her bustling career to see the depth of Portia's pain. In 2018, Ellen was seriously contemplating pulling the plug on her talk show, feeling suffocated by the never-ending need to be the always sunny, always cheerful star everyone expected. She was exhausted from playing the part and felt trapped by the pressures of her public persona. Portia was all for it, seeing it as a golden opportunity for them to reconnect away from the relentless glare of the spotlight. But Ellen decided to stick with it, renewing her contract and maybe sending a not-so-subtle message that her career took precedence. As time went on, the cracks in their marriage became more glaring. The stress from their public lives, mixed with personal insecurities, was driving a wedge between them. And then the pandemic hit in 2020, only making everything worse. When Ellen faced accusations of creating a toxic work environment, the media went wild, tearing apart her Be Kind brand and putting her under a ruthless spotlight. Portia stood firm by Ellen's side, showing public support, but behind closed doors, it was a different story. The scandal and the harsh media scrutiny ramped up the tension in their marriage. They started crashing more often, with Ellen's need to micromanage her public image bleeding into their personal space, creating serious friction. Portia felt increasingly pushed to the sidelines, her own needs and aspirations drowned out by Ellen's relentless obsession with her career and public persona. By late 2021, Ellen and Portia had been through therapy and tried every which way to mend their relationship, hoping to salvage what they had built together, not just for themselves, but for their millions of fans who had watched their love story unfold. Despite their efforts, some wounds run too deep to heal. Portia felt like her voice was being drowned out and her needs constantly ignored. She craved a simpler life, one that was more real and less about the showbiz spectacle. Ellen, though, remained trapped in the relentless grind of her high-profile career. Now, the final curtain has fallen. Their marriage is over, and the dream they once shared has come to an end. Ellen and Portia, the most important person in my life. While Portia said she would always cherish the love they shared and the beautiful moments they experienced together. They both admitted that although their marriage didn't end like a fairy tale, it was still a significant and transformative chapter for both of them. Despite the heartbreak, they recognized the depth of their journey and the impact it had on their lives.